All right, y'all. So we have finally reached the last segment of the podcast, bro. Now this one right here, this is going to top it off because this is going to be a very, very, very good debate, man. I just want to say, I want to go on record before we even get into this, man. This is one of the debates where I actually feel like it's 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to lie to you, bro. As much as, I'm about to come out and defend the anime that I'm rooting for, bro, I really enjoy FRIEREN, okay? Like, I think it is amazing. It's 10 out of 10. But when it comes to debating, there can only be one winner, bro. And so, you know what I'm saying? This should be fun.
And I'll say, just to preface, same here. You know, as much as I love FRIEREN, I also do love and respect what they're doing with Solo Leveling, but I gotta keep it real. I can't keep these rose-tinted glasses and, big hype new shonen. Oh, best thing in the world. Best thing since sliced bread. Oh, man, this anime is peak. Oh, my God.
Let's go.
Not me. Not today. Let's get into it.
All right, y'all. So the debate we have for y'all today is Solo Leveling versus FRIEREN, okay? Now, we already know that the end of last year, who took home the trophy for Anime of the Year, it did go to Solo Leveling. But I don't have to use that against you, Cloudy, okay? Because I'm going to come with you with straight facts, man.
Go ahead. Okay? Use anything you need because you're going to need all the help you can get.
Okay, because I'm ready, bro. I feel like the biggest reason why Solo Leveling is better than FRIEREN is because every single episode, and I kid you not, in season 1, I'm going to speak on season 1 because season 1,
we got to include the whole series because FRIEREN has 24 episodes.
Okay. If you want to do that, we can.
Let's do it.
I was just thinking based off season 2, but I can't think of, FRIEREN every single episode being a 10 out of 10. So we can go there because every single episode of Solo Leveling, I promise you, if you was watching it when it was airing, bro, every single episode we're hearing Solo Leveling broke a new record. Solo Leveling broke a new record. Everyone watched Solo Leveling. Crunchyroll crashing.
If we're including season 1, no sir. If we're including season 1, no sir.
Okay, we can include season 1, but I didn't know if you want to do that because season 1 also took home the trophy for that too. Okay,
it did, but every episode was not a 10 out of 10.
I will agree with that.
Season 2 had a lot of high highs. It had a lot of high highs, a lot of episodes that I'd even agree were 10 out of 10 for sure. Now, every one, I'd need to go back and check, but there were a lot of good ones. I'll give you that. They were consistent with great episodes in season 2. Season 1, I think the beginning was really, really good, like especially when they're in the double dungeon. But after that, then there are some gaps in between where it teeters off a bit, and then they pick it back up. But I don't know about every episode being a 10 out of 10. I don't know if I can give you that one.
Yeah, if you're including season 1, then yeah, I'm not going to say that. Because if you are including season 1, that's true. But I will say, for a fact, there's more 10 out of 10 episodes in Solo Leveling than there is FRIEREN. Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about it. Because it really, the biggest thing that we all need to address here, first and foremost, is that these are two different genres. So when you think about what a 10 out of 10 in a shonen is going to be very different from a 10 out of 10 in this kind of slice of life fantasy sort of anime, right? So in that sense, I disagree. I think there were a lot of 10 out of 10s in FRIEREN's episodes. It's just not as hype, action-packed, crazy fighting as shonen have. But that's obviously what you're going to look for in shonen. If you're watching FRIEREN, you're going to look for something different in FRIEREN, and you're going to find a different kind of 10 out of 10 in FRIEREN.
Okay.
So that'd be my first thing I want to get out of the way, is these are two different genres. So when we're thinking about 10 out of 10s, we got to look for different things from these series.
Okay, I like that rebuttal because to bounce back with that, I have that,
Mhm.
the thing with Soul Leveling, like we mentioned, there's season 1 and season 2. Soul Leveling, every season is only 12 episodes, whereas FRIEREN is 24 episodes, okay?
Mhm.
Soul Leveling is getting the job done with less.
In what way? You can't just say get the job done. How are they getting the job done? What is this job that they're
Well,
completing here?
like I was saying, with the numbers, I didn't want to have to use numbers, but if you want to go there, we can
Yo,
use
he
numbers,
didn't
bro.
go with numbers.
I didn't want to have to use
Go
numbers,
ahead and
but if you
use
want to go there,
numbers.
we can use numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Legit, who peaked higher in numbers for each season between FRIEREN and with Solo Leveling?
Solo Leveling.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to have to do that. That's the reason why.
No, go ahead.
That's the reason why I say it kind of backs up my claim for why Soul Leveling has more 10 out of 10 episodes, because it peaked the audience viewership. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it don't even matter about the genres, because at the end of the day, it's all about getting. Because you gotta realize this is still a business regardless. It's all about getting the audience's
So this
attention.
is the angle we're taking. Okay,
I'm just saying, because I knew you were going to go there. I knew you were going to go there. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it reached out to more people, regardless of the genre.
Okay, so this is where I think you're wrong.
Okay.
I think all of us, and I want to hear an answer from you guys. You too, Amir. I want to hear an answer from you guys. What is the most popular genre of anime?
The most popular? We could say shonen, yeah.
Exactly. So
it's always been.
Exactly. So Solo Leveling does have all of these high numbers, but that's because it's appealing to a larger fan base. More people are going into anime looking for shonen. There's a lot of people that aren't really looking for what anime like FRIEREN provide, right? They're too. So you said them being different genres doesn't matter. I disagree. I think them being different genres does matter, because that means they have different size target audiences. And it means more people coming into anime. I think even the majority of anime watchers are casual watchers. They come in through like hype action clips and stuff that they see, or their friends hyping it up at the lunch table or something. So that's what convinces them to come in and watch a particular anime. But because FRIEREN is appealing to a more niche audience of people, of course it's not going to have those same peak numbers. That's like saying what's a better sport between basketball and golf, right? I feel like that's kind of hard to argue, because someone could easily say, oh, basketball, because have you seen these numbers? Have you seen the amount of money that players are making? But that's just if you're strictly looking at the business side. If we're looking at the technical side, what's the more challenging, skillful sport, all of that stuff. And that's the comparison I'd make here. Solo Leveling may have the more numbers because it appeals to a larger audience. It's a part of a more popular genre, but who has the better story? Which anime is better written? Which one has more compelling stories and characters, more unique and original stories and characters, better reviews and ratings, which I didn't even get into yet? I'd say FRIEREN wins in all of those categories. When it comes to which one made the most money, I'll give that to Solo Leveling. But when it comes to which one is the better written story, the more original story, I think myself and many people online would agree that FRIEREN takes the cake hands down over Solo Leveling.
And I'm actually glad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, we're just gonna agree that the best MC between the two is Sungdrip Woo.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Because think about like I don't know, because you know what? I ain't gonna lie, like I said, I'm just here to talk shit. But I did read the manhwa of Solo Leveling. To be fair, I want to say I dropped it, but FRIEREN is on hold for me. But I do agree with Cloudy. Yo, the story is actually like fire. I ain't gonna lie, like the story is fire. But the main character and the shit that he can do, Sungdrip Woo got it for me. I don't know, bro.
And you know what? as surprising as this may be, I even agree. Out of the MCs, I think my taste, I like Jinwoo more.
Okay.
So I'd agree there. Jinwoo is a fire, amazing character. I'm not gonna be biased. I'm gonna give Solo Leveling its props. It's credit where credit is due. Jinwoo is amazingly entertaining MC.
He's something, but world building, yeah, I think so far, FRIEREN got it.
Okay,
that's just me though. I'm the casual watcher. Yeah, exactly. I'm the casual watcher.
Oh my gosh, I'm ready. Okay, so let's go. I feel like you can't really validate your whole story argument between FRIEREN and Solo Leveling because both of them are not even finished. You know what I'm saying? So we're just basing off of the seasons that came out. So we don't really know where the story is going for Solo Leveling. I'm letting you know that right now.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Because we both are basing it off of what we've seen so far. This debate, for all the people out there, this debate is not talking about FRIEREN as a whole and Solo Leveling as a whole, because I can't debate against something I don't know. I don't know where FRIEREN goes from here. I don't know where Solo Leveling goes from here. So I can't say whether the whole thing is better than the whole of Solo Leveling. But from what we have animated, that's what I'm talking about here.
But see,
what has been shown.
You can't use the story argument because with stories, they're finished. This is the finished product. So you can't say story. What we're going based off of is entertainment value. And entertainment value wise,
no.
That's
okay,
what we're going off of. Which anime
is
is better is entertainment value. Which one do we value more? Which one do we think is better? And if we're going off of that, I'm pretty sure the world would say that Solo Leveling is better than FRIEREN.
All right, I'd disagree that we can't talk about the story just because the story isn't finished. Because we've gotten 24 episodes of story. Obviously, there's more to come. But, I mean, even right now, I'm sure you could have a debate with someone about One Piece's story, even though it's not finished, even though there's answers that still have yet to be told. So I think it's fair to say, fair to have an argument as to whether or not from these 24 episodes of Solo Leveling and I think like 26 episodes of FRIEREN, which one has told the better story so far? Which one has had the more compelling story so far? Because I think 24 episodes is more than enough time for you to decide if you vibe with the story or not.
Okay.
So my argument is going to be that, and I'm just going to name all the kind of bullet points. I think FRIEREN has the better written story, the more original story, and the more compelling story, and the more critically acclaimed story and characters and world building than Solo Leveling. That's my theme, my premise.
But see,
and okay, well, I'll respond to your entertainment value. When it comes to entertainment value, again, this is going to be different based on what you're looking for in anime. These are two different genres. So what might entertain you from shonen is going to be different from what entertains you from like a mystery anime, right? From a mystery anime, you might be entertained by the suspense and stuff, but shonen is all about action, just getting in your face with flashing lights and fast moving characters and hard hitting punches to grab your attention. That's how they entertain you. But with FRIEREN, they entertain you in a different way. They entertain you by taking you on a journey, taking you and immersing you into the world so that you can see the world through the character's point of view and then compare it to your own life and be like, okay, what would I do if I were in this person's perspective? Or you see a person behaving in a certain way and you're like, I wouldn't agree with that, but I can see where they're coming from because of this and that's happening in their life. So the way you draw entertainment from these genres is different.
Okay. So with the story, man, like I said, we can just have like a standstill with that because again, you can't really say it's a story when it's not completed because we know, just like with what do you call it, Attack on Titan, we know with My Hero Academia, bro, with the story it can take a nosedive, so we don't know where it's going to go from here. If we're going based off of just the story between season 1 and season 2, it's still who has the better story, who has the better appealing is going to be Solo Leveling. Regardless of what genre sells the most and stuff, that doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's about who reaches to the people the most. That's fact. It's not about who has the biggest genre, because if we're going off that, we can say in real life, okay, let's talk about action movies versus like romantic movies and stuff like that. One of the biggest movies ever to ever drop, we can all agree, was High School Musical, and that's not action.
Wait, what? In what way is one of? What way is?
I'm talking about numbers wise. I'm talking about numbers wise. It was one of the biggest.
High School Musical.
Yes, and it just drew people in. A lot of people weren't into romance. A lot of people are not into singing and stuff. But if the product is good enough, people was gonna fuck with it, and it's gonna be better.
So I disagree with that last part, though. See, this is where things are getting a little bit muddy, because it depends on what our definition of better is. For me, it sounds like your definition, and why you probably thought that this would be not an easy win, but a favorable win for Solo Leveling, is because you have the numbers to rely on, you have the popularity to rely on. But for me, I don't think movies and entertainment is as simple as this most popular show or movie or anime means it's better. For me, I think you have to dig deeper into the actual story, which one is more enjoyable, which one's more memorable for the people. And this is where ratings come in. You know, I think we can all agree the most popular like action movie in the world is Avengers Endgame. But would we all say Avengers Endgame is our favorite action? Would we say it's the best action to ourselves? No. Well, some people might, but even though it was the most popular, even though it drew in the most eyes, it wasn't the best written story. It wasn't the most exciting story. There are many people that have movies that they've seen that probably aren't so popular that they'd still say is the best because of the writing. That's what's most important to me. It's what went into making this piece of media and how well they executed what they were trying to do in this media. The numbers and all this stuff, I'll say right now, Solo Leveling can have the most popularity, it can have the most viewership, it can have the most money. Now, if we're speaking about money, I don't know, I don't want to throw shade. This is kind of, I don't know, a little bit funny how even though the anime for Solo Leveling had so much success, apparently the manga has been taking a bit of a dip. I don't know if you guys have seen articles.
I thought we were just talking about season 1 and season 2. Here we go.
We're talking.
I thought we said we were just talking about season 1, season 2. So why are we talking manhwas?
We are.
Why are we talking manhwas then?
Because we're talking about sales.
No. We're talking about season 1, season 2 anime. If you can push the narrative, no. If you can say that, we're only talking about, we can't talk about the full story, we're only talking about season 1, season 2, then I can bring that too. So you can't talk about manhwa. We're talking about season 1 and season 2. Come on, Cloudy.
Okay. Number one, I brought it up as a joke. That's why I said I don't want to push it, blah, blah, blah. I brought it up as a joke just because while I was looking for, once I saw the numbers and stuff for Solo Leveling, I saw articles saying, oh, even though the anime is doing so well, the manga isn't doing so well, even with the anime's popularity. But this isn't like an actual part of my argument. It was just a joke I was bringing in to poke fun. We're talking about the anime here. And for me, let me get into a reason why I think the story for FRIEREN is better than the story for Solo Leveling. From what we have so far, the 24 episodes that we have so far. And this doesn't really apply to the story isn't finished yet argument, because I'm specifically talking about the premise, right? What is the plot? The premise, the plot of the story. And I think Solo Leveling has a very unoriginal plot. I think many people can agree, especially if you're a manga or manhwa reader out there. I know all of us and our mother have seen manga and manhwa that have the scrawny Korean black hair MC that's terrible at whatever he's trying to do. That's the worst, the bottom of the totem pole. And then out of sheer luck, he gets gifted some kind of magical system that allows for him to cheat his way to the top. So even though I enjoy Solo Leveling, even though I think they are taking this oversaturated trope and doing a good job with it, I can't deny the fact that I've seen this story a million times. Scrawny MC gets the cheat system that helps him cheat his way to the top. And in a sense, I think Jinwoo's one of the most egregious cheaters because of how many handouts he's been given to help him get to the top. We want to talk about that debate of which character worked their way to the top and which character was given handouts. Did Naruto get here from hard work, or was he given everything? With Jinwoo, even though he did work hard, he was given so much. He had a system, a daily system that rewarded him for simply working out, something that everyone else in the world does every single day, but this guy does it and he gets bonus rewards. This man has an on-demand shop that he could summon at any time. If he's in battle, he's fighting an opponent, mana gets low, oh no, I'm gonna lose. Most people in the world, I'm dead meat. Jinwoo, beep, beep, beep. Mana potion, glug, glug, glug. Let me get my chug jugs in.
Okay,
now I'm back at full power.
I'm glad you said that, because we're not gonna sit here and act like we've never heard a story like FRIEREN. Let's not sit there and lie, bro.
Well, yeah,
like we've never heard a group of 4 people going to face the demon lord. Let's not say let's not act like we didn't heard that. And then on top of that, I'm glad you're talking about OP main characters. We're not gonna act like FRIEREN isn't the best mage in her story. What are we talking about? She don't even have to train. She doesn't even train. What are we talking about, main characters? Don't try to go with Jinwoo. When he actually trained, even though you're right, he did have the resources to get where he is at right now. But who was with him day one in the towers, grinding them towers? Him. He was grinding. Okay. That's why, I'm not finished. I'm not finished. Because listen, I'm not finished. Because you cut me out before. I'm not finished. You cut me out before. I'm not finished. Listen, because this is exactly the same problem I had with Mark Phillips from RDC World 1. This is the same exact reason I had with Mark Phillips from RDC World 1. They're trying to say, oh, he's just giving it to they're just giving everything to Jinwoo because he never has to train. He just has all the power. He started off as a grade as a rank E. He worked his way to rank S. People forget that
which
shit.
Is impossible.
Even though he did get the resources. Listen.
No other hunter in the world can work his way up in hunter.
Anybody in life can have. Anybody in life can grind. If you have the resources, not everybody has the mental fortitude to keep going and grind and push past your limits. That's exactly the reason. That's exactly That's the exact reason why he was able to take down the Ant King. Because while everyone is fucking around trying to get to the top, trying to be at the top of their guilds, he was the only one that just cared about leveling up. That's why it's called soul leveling. He was in the demon. He was by himself. He was by himself in the demon lord. He was by himself in the demon lord castle. All the way from level 4, he worked his ass up to level 100. So yes, whenever he does face people, it does seem like it's mismatched because he grind for this shit. That's the reason why. While everyone's sitting there just want to be in a popularity contest, he was grinding for it, and that is facts. When we talk about FRIEREN, listen. When we talk about FRIEREN, FRIEREN is already the best mage in there. There's nothing to FRIEREN. There's nothing to FRIEREN that we can say that she can level up. She's already the best mage. What she's doing right now is trying to train the people under her. That's what she's doing. But Jinwoo makes her more interesting. Jinwoo is the one we talking about hard work, working hard. Even he did get the resources. Yes, he did get a second opportunity in life, but he still took advantage of it and he grinded and worked hard, and no one could touch him. And the best part,
oh my god,
the best part that I love about solo leveling. What I love about soul leveling is because regardless of what people say, yes, it is it's just like your typical shonen anime, all this other stuff. But the thing that I like about soul leveling is because they execute it perfectly. Every single episode, there's only 12 episodes per season. Every single episode feels just as good as the last one, and that is facts. It don't matter. It don't matter if he's fighting Baron at the top of the demon lord, or is he fighting the Ant King, bro. Every single episode, even the training arcs. Because one thing that we all want to see from Jinwoo is we want to see, the fruits of his labor, all the hard work that he's training off. So when he go against these top people, when we see, him level up and we see people like, oh shit, who is this guy? Who is this rank E guy that's able to take on rank S guy? That's what I'm talking about here, bro. Yeah.
All right. Now let me just shatter that whole entire argument. Let me shatter that whole entire argument about working hard. So one of the first things you said was who was in those dungeons grinding alone on his own? Jinwoo was. But how did he get to that dungeon? Oh yeah, he did his daily workout routine, the Saitama regimen. Whoa. Forget the unoriginal premises. Let's talk about all the other anime that they're copying from. We have the One Punch Man workout regiment that was copied into this anime. The 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, jogging 5 kilometers. And if he did that, he got a reward. What was that reward? He got a key to his own personal dungeon that was catered to his level so that he could go in there and grind for free on his own.
Wait, catered to his level? What do you mean catered to his level? They weren't catered to his level? He almost died multiple times. What are you talking about catered to his level?
How did he live?
You act like he went through the dungeon. No, you act like he went through the dungeons and he easily cleared every single dungeon. He didn't easily clear every dungeon. What are you talking about? You're talking about catered to his level. That makes no sense. What? He didn't cater to his level. That's crazy. Cater to his level is crazy. No. If we're gonna have a debate, let's talk about facts. Let's not talk about things that are not true, bro. Cater to his level? Are you kidding me?
You had so much time to talk.
Cater to his level.
You gotta give it the floor. You gotta give him the floor. You do gotta give him the floor.
You had so much time to talk.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So he was able to go into these dungeons from these free magical keys that only he, the only person in the world, gets the luxury of getting. He goes in there and trains. We have the system. Oh, on top of that, whenever he defeats monsters, he's sometimes able to get unique magical weapons from these monsters that only he can use. He's able to buy items in the auction. Only he can do that. He's able to, his necromancer class. Now, I don't know, I haven't gotten further. There might be other necromancers, but so far it seems like Jinwoo is the only person that's able to fight an opponent, kill them, resummon them to his own army at will. What he can do with these shadow soldiers is absolutely broken. That takes him to another level. That is one of the biggest handouts he's gotten in the entire series, being able to kill someone and then summon them to his army. So all of the past enemies that he's defeated, bosses, all of that stuff, he can summon them at will, bring them alongside him whenever he goes and fights.
That is false.
He can put shadows.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I mean, it's not guaranteed. Obviously, there's a chance that they can resist. But how many have resisted?
Wait, can I? Wait. I want to let you get it out because you're right.
Not the ones that mattered.
I want to get off, but I'm gonna let you get your points out before I go off. Go ahead.
Okay. So I will say, because I think I know what you're getting at. It's not 100% guarantee he can summon any boss that he beats. But the point I'm making is that he can do it. He can defeat an enemy and summon them and bring them to his side. He can put shadows into other people's shadows to survey them anytime he wants. He can summon a shadow and teleport to that shadow anywhere in the world, even through dungeons. That is incredibly OP. But let's move on. Let's move on from there. Next, we have the fact that you said, Jinwoo has worked his way and grinded his way up to becoming an S rank, and that's why he's so strong. No other person, except for incredibly rare situations that I don't even think we've met in the series yet, no one is able to change their hunter rank and raise their hunter rank. Once they go to that facility and they get measured and they say, oh, you're an E rank, oh, you're a D rank, you're largely stuck at that area. Now you can climb up the E rank and D rank, but I don't think there's any person in the series so far that has been shown to go from E to D or D to B or whatever, except for Jinwoo. Why? Because of the magical system that he was given that allows for him to level up. That's what the whole story is about. It's about solo leveling. It's about starting from the bottom and working your way up to the top, something that only he can do. So if that leveling system isn't a handout, if him being a necromancer and being able to summon past enemies at will, armies of enemies at will, if that's not a handout, if him having a magical system shop that he can bring up at any time to buy useful items to help him in battle, if his mana gets low or anything, if that's not a handout, I don't know what is. Apparently all of this is hard work to Rashad. To me, it just seems like your classic story of your weakling MC gets a broken system that helps them carry their way to the top. I've seen it a million times before. What's the difference when it comes to the system and making you an OP character between this and Slime, reincarnated as a slime? Rimuru was the same way. Don't forget, he was a weakling, little slime, couldn't do anything, but he was given a magical system that helped him be able to analyze everything and be able to basically work his way up to the top. And again, if you've read manga, if you've read manhwa, you've seen millions, especially if you've read cultivation like Chinese manhwa, then there are millions of examples of characters that look the same as Jinwoo, short black hair, Korean, everything, that have the cheat system that make them the most broken character in their series. Jinwoo's no exception. The premise is unoriginal. And then I have more to say about the later parts of the story, but we'll hold that off. Let's see how Rashad responds.
Wait, before we get to Rashad, it's crazy how you brought Reincarnated as a slime because I don't even like the anime. I'd rather, because now thinking about it, it's just like, just like you said, like the cheat system, right? But Rimuru, it's just a little different because he was trapped down there with a dragon for Rimuru, right?
Yeah, but
and then Rimuru give him like some type of gift, right? Just so he can get out of the dungeon.
Yeah,
but in Jinwoo's, right? It's he almost died. And he was trapped with a group of people. I don't think. Okay, I see what you're saying, right?
Well, yeah. I'm not saying like their origins.
Also,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm just saying that system is also trying to kill him.
For
Rimuru is helping him. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
like it's helping him, but it's just like, the system's also gaining shit from him.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like the benefits far outweigh the negatives in Jinwoo's situation, right?
Okay.
I mean, he'd be an absolute nobody without that system. And because of that system, now not only is he somebody, but he is the guy, right? We're talking about the Ant arc. I have more to say about that, but just briefly going into it, how is it that these S ranks that are far more experienced, that have been S ranks and fighting these high tier enemies much longer than Jinwoo, barely even able to scratch this Ant guy? Jinwoo, through this system, is so far beyond those other S ranks that he's able to mop the floor with Beru. Now, Beru did do some big damage to Jinwoo, but at the very end, what we saw there, through tooth and nail, Jinwoo was able to tear him apart. When the other S-rank hunters, even groups of the other S-rank hunters, got absolutely destroyed. How is that not a handout?
Okay, I see what you're saying. I mean,
Rashad, please.
Are y'all ready for me to rebuttal?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly why I was waiting for this moment, because I knew he was going to go this route with solo leveling, but I came so prepared for this. First and foremost, Cloudy, I already caught you in a lie, bro, because you did say on record before you backtrack, because I mentioned it, you said that he can take any
Don't
person.
say backtrack.
No, you did backtrack, because You
No,
said
no, no,
yo,
no,
you
no, no,
backtrack because
no,
I
no,
brought it
I
up.
have to- I
You
have to get this
backtrack
out.
because
I
I brought
have
it
to get
up.
this out.
Don't lie.
It's not a backtrack. I said it, and then I saw how you interpreted it, and I
Because
was
you
like,
backtrack
okay,
because
I
I
didn't
pressed
mean
you.
it that way.
That's why, because I told you exactly.
No,
that
I
you
said,
lying.
no, I said my overall point is that he can defeat enemies and bosses and revive them. And then I saw you took it as he can do that with anyone. And then I was like, okay, I need to go back and say he can't do it 100% every time. The point I'm trying to make is that he can defeat enemies, bosses included, and summon them to his side. I wasn't trying to say everyone he fights. I was trying to say just simply the fact that he can do that is already so OP.
Okay. I'm glad you mentioned that. Then I'm starting to lose my voice. But it's also funny to me because, you know what I'm saying, you like to claim and sit here and say all these things are just given to Jin Woo. Like I keep trying to say, he had to work for this. You can have the system, right? Just like in any Naruto, in any situation. Guess what? Naruto had his trainers. He had him teach him how to do Rasengan. He had Jiraiya in them. That's exactly what the system is. It's just a coach for him. But at the end of the day, no, let me talk because I let you talk. Let me talk.
A coach doesn't give you free items.
Hey, y'all told me to hold back. Y'all told me to hold back and let him talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. At the end of the day, you can have the resources, like I was saying, bro, but you still have to put in the work, bro. You mentioned, oh, no one else can get to where Jinwoo level is. That is completely false. Because
I said no one else can climb levels.
Yes,
like him.
yeah, you're right. But that's completely false. Because guess what? I know you read the manga, Amir, haven't you? Or the manga one, right? You have. You're farther than the anime, are you?
Yeah.
So tell me, Amir. No. This because we're starting to get a little bit in spoiler territory. But tell me, Amir, isn't there there's other people in this world that are just as strong as Jinwoo on Jinwoo's level?
There's actually
no.
That
wasn't even my argument.
That is argument because
no,
they mentioned at the let me finish talking. Let me finish talking. Look. Hey, you gonna let me finish talking? I let you finish talking. See, look, bro. I tried to look.
Because that is a lie.
This is exactly why I kept chiming in for him because he chimes in for me. This is exactly why I kept saying that. This is exactly why I was saying, bro. But listen, bro. There are other. They literally teased it at the end of season 2. There are other people that are just as strong as what's his name? Jinwoo, bruh. You try to say he's the strongest.
He never said he was the strongest.
Listen. You said no one could get to his level. You did say no one could get to his level. You did say that. Yes, you did. You said he was OP and no one could get to his level. You did say it.
I said no one
Rashad,
can
roll the clip.
like him.
Rashad, roll the clip.
Yes, Rashad.
Roll the clip.
I dare you, Rashad.
Roll the clip.
Bro, I'll PayPal you $10 right now if you can find the clip of me saying that no one. Okay. What I said. 2 things about Jinwoo. 1, no one can climb ranks like him. And I specifically brought up, as soon as you go to the facility and it says what rank you are, you're locked into that rank. From what we've seen in the anime,
you're not locked into the rank?
Yes, if you're an E rank, you are an E rank. You can
level up in it's not just Jinwoo that can level up. You can climb ranks. You can climb ranks. What are you talking about?
No, you can't.
The S ranks, every S rank started at S rank. They did climb to S rank.
Yes, they did.
No.
Yes, that's why. Okay. Yes, they do. Because when Jinwoo goes to the facility and he gets reevaluated and they found out that he's an S rank, they immediately went up to him to recruit him. They have people do that all the time where people go in, they get reevaluated, and if they come out as an S rank, then they're going to get recruited to these different organizations and stuff. Jinwoo is the only person that can actually climb up ranks because he's the only person that can actually level. From what we've seen in the anime, there is no other character that we've seen or that we've heard of have gone up ranks. The S ranks that are there right now are S ranks and have been S ranks.
And that's exactly why I'm glad you said that, because there is people that can do that. Like I mentioned before, there's other people that can level up as that. Because you know what the main people in the very beginning of the story said? They called him the Awakened. How would they know that that someone of his rank isn't awakened? Because there's other people out there that has been awakened. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? They said that, bro. What are you talking about?
Rashad, roll the clip. I brought this up. Roll the clip. I said from what we've seen in the anime, That has not happened. And I even said during my argument that there may be rare exceptions further on into the anime, but from what we've seen, we have not met, or at least that we know of, someone that is an awakened. And even if they are an awakened, I think they described it as like they start off a certain rank and then they through the awakening, we don't even know 100% what that is, they were able to go up, but no one is able to consistently climb up. It's going through whatever that awakening is, whatever experience that is, that helps them go up, but no one can work their way up to becoming an S rank from what we've seen.
They did briefly show someone at the end of the scene. I don't know if you paid attention.
What's their name? Who is it? What's their name?
I forgot his name. I can look it up real quick, but I know it was the dude he had the 2 swords like that, bro.
And
it was like at the end. Yes, they said he was another awakened. They said he was another awakened, and he was just like Jinwoo. Okay, they did say that. They did say that. That's confirmed.
You cannot.
That is confirmed. They did say that. Yes, it did. They did say that. It's confirmed.
That's. I feel like that's a weird example, because yeah, they say he's awakened, but they don't explain what the awakening is. They don't explain what happened to him.
No, you just said there was none, though. That's what I'm saying.
No, I didn't. I didn't even.
You're saying there's no one just like Jinwoo. You said there's no one just like Jinwoo who can climb the range. They just showed the dude. They showed him at the end.
They said he was an awakening, but they didn't explain anything about
him.
This
is exactly why in the very beginning of this argument, I said we can't compare stories because the story isn't finished. This is exactly
You're
what I
the
was
one
saying.
bringing up future stuff.
No, you was. You sit here talking.
What did I say about the future?
No.
What did I say about the future? No, tell me right. I want you to tell me right now. What did I say about the future of solo leveling? Tell me right now.
Because you're saying
clear and simple question.
No. The whole argument was you're trying to say that Jinwoo is the only person that's broken that can do what he's doing. That's false. You can't say that because it's not true.
Jinwoo is the only one.
That's false. That is false. It's proven. It's proven. It's false. That's false.
Bro.
And if anything, we're talking about the only person that can do anything. FRIEREN is the only greatest mage out there. What are you talking about? She's the only.
Number one, that's not even true. Because you have her teacher right there that's easily stronger than her, that can easily beat her. Did you not see the final test when she went up to her and the teacher failed her? She knows
she failed her just because she didn't like her. That's it.
True.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
If anything, she's relative to FRIEREN. Now, I think she's stronger than FRIEREN, but nothing anywhere says that FRIEREN is the strongest. And if anything, her teacher being there is an example of her not being the strongest.
Okay, and then if you're using that example, I can use the same example when they showed that other awakened guy at the end of solo leveling. Literally the same thing. Dude. They even said it. They even said it. That's the same thing. What are you talking about?
Dude, this would be the same thing as if in the beginning when they talked about the people being able to awaken and then they showed a picture. And then you're like, oh, but they showed the guy. He's an awakened. I said myself, there are characters in the future that are rare exceptions, but... And this is the point I am willing to die on, the hill I'm willing to die on. So far in the anime, I want you guys to listen closely so nothing is misconstrued. So far in the anime, from what we know, there is no character that can work themselves up to S rank or whatever beyond like Jinwoo has. We know that there's an awakening. They thought that Jinwoo was awakened, but they found out that he's not. His situation's different. And my guess is the reason why it's different is because people that have awakened, I think they maybe go through some sort of event or something happens to them that allows for them to go up. From what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they've ever explained it as these awakened are able to work themselves up to S rank or whatever. From my understanding, these awakened, something has happened to them or something allows for them to jump up in rank. So they'd go from like C to A or from D to S. But Jinwoo is the only one that can work hard and work himself up step by step, seemingly infinitely without a ceiling. See, that's my argument.
Either way, this argument doesn't make sense because the same things that you're saying about Jinwoo, you can apply to FRIEREN. And that's facts.
Disagreeing.
It is facts. It's facts. If we're talking about up to this point now, there's no one that can take on FRIEREN.
That's not my point, though.
Then what's the point?
What?
What's your point?
Okay, the only reason I brought up Jinwoo being as OP as he is because I think that premise is unoriginal. Having someone who's a weakling and then they become OP through some magical cheat system and work their way to the top. This doesn't apply to FRIEREN because that's not the premise for FRIEREN. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, what's the premise for FRIEREN?
The premise for FRIEREN, and this is interesting because earlier you said, oh, everybody's seen a million stories about 4 adventurers that go up and defeat the Demon King, which is true, but that's not the premise for FRIEREN. FRIEREN takes place specifically after the Demon King is defeated, and I dare you to name other anime that take place after the Demon King is defeated, and they talk about the lives of the people after they've defeated the Demon King, where they decide to go with their lives. These guys were adventurers. They go, they take down the Demon King, and now this story is kind of answering the question of what do we do now? What do we do after? We see Himmel goes to live his life in one way. FRIEREN goes to live, well, she doesn't really go to live her life in any way, but Himmel goes in one way, and the dwarf guy goes in another way. And FRIEREN, I feel like the moral of the story with FRIEREN is she has lived for so long. She has such a long lifespan, and her journey to defeat the Demon King, which would be significant for most people, is just a blip in her life. And through her experiences with Himmel, with Fern, with Stark, with everybody, is slowly teaching her how to appreciate the small moments in life. Because we've seen so many moments where I think FRIEREN was stopping by a village with Fern, and she said, oh, don't worry, we can continue on our journey in like 5 months. We're just going to be here for 5 months, just chill, and while I look for this tome. And Fern was like, 5 months? That's a long time. But to FRIEREN, that was nothing. So Himmel and all of these other people that she meet along her journey, I think, slowly begin to teach her the lesson of how to appreciate the small things in life and how to value the seemingly insignificant moments in life. I'm sure all of us have had moments where we were working and we had like terrible customers that came and ruined our day, and that could, ruin our day. But FRIEREN is kind of learning how to not let these negative moments ruin your day and how to appreciate the brighter moments in your life. When a good customer does come in, even though it may not be as impactful as something negative happening to you, you learn how to appreciate the nice people that do come in. So that's what I think the premise of FRIEREN is. It's someone that's going on a journey to understand how to appreciate life more and the time that they have on Earth more, because she's immortal and time doesn't really mean much. But Himmel shows her that it does have more meaning than she thinks. So that's completely different from Solo Leveling. But if you have your own interpretation of the plot of Solo Leveling that you think is more significant than how I described it, then feel free.
So basically, Solo Leveling story is just not Solo Leveling. FRIEREN's story is basically a typical slice of life anime.
How was that? How is
what's so
living...
different about FRIEREN compared to other slice of life? They're life lessons.
Name one, and I can tell you why.
Life lessons and everything.
You're gonna take it as broad as life lessons?
Because that's what you're saying.
Anime?
FRIEREN brings her under her wing and she teaches her not to do the bad things. You got to do the good things. Now we've always seen that. What are you talking about?
Listening.
What are we talking
this
about?
This man said FRIEREN
the only reason why
from all these other slice of life.
The only reason why
don't lessons.
Look, and see, you're trying to make me turn against FRIEREN like I don't like it, because I still love FRIEREN, but at the same time, we're not gonna sit here and act like FRIEREN just has this god tier story. That's what you're trying to make it sound like. When all they're doing is sitting there doing life lessons. Oh, don't do this. I learned back in my day when I did this. I did it. That's all they're doing. That's literally all they're doing. What are we talking about?
You're reducing everything that I just said about, number one, somebody living for thousands of years. How often do you see that in slice of life anime?
They're called elves. They're called elves. They're called elves. That's what they do. Elves always do that. Anime? Elves, they're called elves. There's literally thousands of anime like that. What are you talking about?
A slice of life anime about an elf that's lived for thousands of years, learning to appreciate the meaning of life and the time that they have on Earth. Name one other anime you know like that. Because I'll agree, elves do exist in other anime. You're not wrong. Elves do exist. But the premise is what I'm talking about. You just said it's life lessons, but I'm talking about the specific lessons that's being taught. Because
Bro.
I'm sure we can look at any
I just
anime
thought of the
and find
perfect
life
one.
lessons.
The perfect one.
Go ahead.
2 Year Eternity.
About an elf.
Why does it have to be just an elf?
No,
it's
you're
same
right.
premise.
No,
it's
you're
same
right.
premise.
You're right.
Same
you're
premise.
right. Calm down. You're right.
Come
Calm
on.
down. You're right. It is about someone that's lived for
premise.
thousands of years. But this is completely different because the story that yep, and I'll explain why. And you can't even disagree with this because the story about 2 Year Eternity is somebody that's learning what it means to be human. It's someone that started from nothing and they're learning what it means to be human. FRIEREN has already lived for thousands of years. You start at the later point in her life. She's already lived in her ways for so long, and you see her slowly being kind of taught out of those ways through Himmel and through her experiences. So yeah, you have 2 Year Eternity and FRIEREN that both are about people that have lived for very, very long lengths of time. But the difference between them is that 2 Year Eternity is a story about someone that started off as nothing and they're trying to learn the meaning of life and relationships and what it means to be human. With FRIEREN, she already knows, or she already has her own definitions for these things, but she's being taught that there's a different way you can look at life.
Bro, we're just going in circles here, man. Because legit,
no, we're not. We're not going in circles.
In 2 Year Eternities, there's different time periods. So you're saying he's still learning life right now when they're in the city? He's been living what?
Say that.
Yeah, that's what you're basically saying. You're basically saying that he's still trying to learn life and he's walking in the city. What?
Bro,
that's basically what you're saying.
That's
bro.
So cap. I never said he's still learning life.
It's not.
I said it's a story.
It's literally
about
the same
premise.
So you can't sit here and try to say FRIEREN is just this god tier story.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Come on.
I said it's a story about someone learning life. I never said in season 4 he's still learning life. The premise is basically the original idea that you get put into. When you get dropped into the story, here's what the story is about. That's what a premise is. So with 2 Year Eternity, it starts off, you get dropped into the story, and the premise is someone or something learning what it means to be alive. With FRIEREN, it's a completely different premise. You're getting dropped into the beginning of their life. You're getting dropped later into their life.
But also, that's just your interpretation of 2 Year Eternity. That's not. You don't know if that's what the author had in his mind.
Agreed. There's a lot of different. Okay, what's your definition?
You can't say that. That's the reason.
Definition of
my definition is FRIEREN and 2 Year Eternity are the same. That's my definition.
That's not a definition.
They're the same thing, bro. They are the same thing.
Apples and oranges are
They're the same thing.
That's my definition.
They're the same thing, bro.
What's an apple?
They're the same
apple
thing.
it's just an orange.
They're the same thing. They're both slice of life
could
genre.
You tell me what an apple is?
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Just an orange.
You haven't sitting here and proved to me why FRIEREN's story is this god tier. Because all you're saying is stuff that I've heard before in an anime. That's exactly what you're saying.
Name one.
I just gave you one. 2 Year Eternity. Literally. I just
told you why it's different.
Bro, they're not different. They're the same thing. Just because she's an elf, that's it. That's the only difference. She's an elf. That's the only difference.
I hate to do this because I know, this is a debate between me and Rashad. I don't want to get you too involved in here. But would you agree or disagree? I'll let you be the neutral party here. Would you agree? Now, this is what I'll do is I'll give my definitions for the premise of FRIEREN and the premise of 2 Year Eternity. Then Rashad can give his definitions, and I'll let you decide if you think FRIEREN and 2 Year Eternity have the same premise. So, to me, and like I said, people can have different definitions, but Rashad didn't give one. He just said it's the same. I want you to give a unique definition for both of these anime. So I have the premise for FRIEREN is you have these 4 adventurers that go on and defeat the Demon King. And then after you defeat the Demon King, it's a story about where do we go from here? You see Himmel goes down one route, the dwarf goes down another route, FRIEREN goes down her own route. Now, in FRIEREN's mind, she's going to continue doing what she always does. But through her experiences, through the lessons she's learned from Himmel and the advice she's gotten from Himmel, she goes on to learn that there's more meaning to life than what she originally thought. There's more significance to this little blip in her lifespan than what she initially thought, and it gives her a new perspective on life. With 2 Year Eternity, I think the premise is something that is put onto this earth, and it slowly begins to learn the meaning of what it means to be human, what it means to form relationships, connections with other people. That's the very premise. I'm talking about the beginning, the story that they set you in. So those are my two definitions. Rashad, feel free to give yours.
There's no point in doing this because
great.
The biggest thing of this is because everyone is going to take art and they interpret their own way. So it's like,
and what is your way? That's what I'm asking. What is
no?
Your
there's no reason to go into. There's no reason to go into it. No, there's not. There's no because that's what I'm saying. I interpret it different than you. Of course, it's going to be different. What are you talking about?
Exactly. So what I'm trying to see is how my definitions compare to your definitions and whether I agree.
Bro, that's the whole point of debating. We're straying away from the overall topic was which is better, solo leveling or FRIEREN. That's what we're going from the topic. My whole debate with you was to say why do you feel like the story is better than solo leveling? Because you're trying to say it's God tier, and you're saying that no one's ever made any piece of art just like FRIEREN. And I just gave you an example. Bro. I literally just gave you an example. And of course, every anime, isn't going to be. Of course, no, listen. Of course, every anime isn't going to be the exact same. Of course, every anime isn't going to be the exact same. They're going to be a twist. That's the whole point. You can't say solo leveling will be the exact same.
Everyone to note that Rashad just said that To Eternity and FRIEREN have the same premise, yet he refuses to give a reason why he thinks they're the same. I ask him this definition, and he just says they're the same.
I just told you, man. I don't want to go back and forth with that. I don't want to go back and forth,
because this is important to my argument. My argument is,
bro, I literally just told you the whole life lessons, everything. We get it. We know what the meaning of life is. How are we gonna, inspire the next generation to do better things than we did? Of course, the same shit.
You know what? You're right, Rashad. We're just gonna reduce every slice of life to life lessons. We're just gonna reduce all the work that everyone's put into writing these stories, these slice of lives. We're just gonna boil it all down.
All I'm trying to say, all I was trying to say is that FRIEREN is not as great of a story as you're trying to make it. All I'm trying to say is FRIEREN is not as unique of a story that you're trying to make it. That's all I'm saying. At least with me with solo leveling, I admit I know solo leveling is not you know what I'm saying, it's very unique story wise, because that's not the point. It's shonen.
There's one problem.
What's the problem?
The problem, and this is, please, I want you to understand this.
What's the problem?
You said that FRIEREN and To Eternity have the same premise, and then I'm asking you, what is your definition of FRIEREN's premise and your definition of To Eternity's premise? So I can hear your definitions and think, you know what? He might have a point. They are very similar, or they are the same. But you refusing to give a definition for To Eternity? I just told you,
though. That's what I'm saying. You're not listening.
You never told me a
I did tell you. I just said it's just life lesson. I keep saying it over and over. I said I gotta say it. Dang. I keep saying it. What are you talking about?
Whoa.
So I literally keep saying it, bro, over and over. I keep saying it. That's why I said we're not getting nowhere with this story, bro.
No, we're not getting anywhere because life lessons is not a premise. That's a moral of the story. That's not a premise. A premise is what is going on in the story at the beginning. You can't just say life lessons. That's not a premise.
Oh my God.
So saying it's reducing all that FRIEREN is to just life lessons, that'd be the same as me reducing solo leveling to just shonen or just fists. Like, you gotta give, how would you explain, or what would you say is the beginning of To Eternity's story, and what would you say is the beginning of FRIEREN's story?
Bro, can we just get back to solo leveling versus FRIEREN, bro? This is not To Eternity. This is not To Eternity versus FRIEREN. What are we talking about?
Listen.
This is what we're talking about, Rashad, because apparently you've gotten lost somewhere in the discussion.
Between the two, bro. These two are good anime on their own, bro.
No.
Listen. No. You guys are bumping heads and you guys are arguing in circles. I ain't gonna lie, because there's not one thing that I've heard from both of y'all of you guys are sharing your opinions and stuff like that, but we got to a point where we're talking about and I'm not saying what Cloudy did was bad, talking about premises, because he did ask me a question, right? And I am curious of Rashad, I repeat what you're saying is life lessons and stuff like that, but we are talking about the beginning of the story, and I do want to hear your opinions between the two. But
Thank
at the same
you.
time, to be fair, I did talk to Cloudy about solo leveling when he mentioned reincarnated as a slime
Mhm.
because about the system and shit like that. What what I said about Rimuru is that like, yo, he said something about handouts. I think
Mhm.
Rimuru, if that's a handout, then Rimuru is getting babied
I
by the
agree.
system.
I agree.
You know what I
That's why I
mean?
brought up the
So it's
comparison.
just
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's just like, yo, like Jinwoo, and it's kind of hard to argue about that because you made some very good points, but Jinwoo worked for a while. Rimuru did, and this is like
Mhm.
some completely different. Jinwoo in an episode when he was in the hospital, right? He
Mhm.
had to be chased by this gigantic bug
Mhm.
nonstop, mind you. He
Mhm.
couldn't take a break. He was fighting for his life still
Mhm.
on technically his deathbed, maybe,
Mhm.
right? While Rimuru is feeding these demon lords honey and butter to be friends with.
Mhm.
Like you know what
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just like, yo, like Jin Woo has his fair share
Mhm.
of not just and you didn't talk about this, but character development, but it's also is
Mhm.
just like, yo, he is a character where he goes through trials and turbulence. While
Yeah.
Frieren, the mage, also goes through that. She's
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
she's all powerful,
But
but a sacrifice of saying like I don't want to say her emotions. She's like kind of a mellow
mhm.
type John. Like yeah, she's a teacher, but no one can like live up to her as a person because she lived throughout all these years
Mhm.
and have her fair share of being alone.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, okay,
Jinwoo,
so let me real quick. I
yeah, go
understand
ahead.
what you're saying. I'll
Yeah,
just try to ground everything and bring it all
yeah,
back and kind of
yeah,
explain how we got here. So,
yeah.
my comparison wasn't to compare Frieren and Jinwoo as OPMCs. My
Okay.
reason in bringing up him being so OP is just simply
Yeah.
me to say, I've seen so many anime like this. So many anime have
Mhm,
done it before. The only
right.
reason To Your Eternity is in here is because
Mhm,
I said there aren't very many anime out there that have the same premise as Frieren, and
mhm,
Rashad said To Your Eternity. So that's the reason
mm,
it got in here. You said, how did we get to Frieren versus To Your Eternity? You brought it in. But my point in when I was talking about Frieren was to
mm,
explain that the story is more unique than solo
yeah,
leveling. To me, there's so many aspects of solo leveling that I find are inspired or just straight up ripped off from other anime. Whereas
yeah,
Frieren seems like its own original story that the person came up with. And one good example of that, let's go back to the Ant arc. The Ant arc in solo leveling. You cannot sit down and look me dead in the eye and tell me that the writer for solo leveling did not draw some sort of inspiration from Hunter x Hunter and the Chimera ants, because the way the ants come into power, the threat that they pose is almost nearly identical. Both of them start off with these unique kind of ants. There's the ant queen. They like eat creatures, they take
yeah,
that power and pass it down to their offspring. And then with solo leveling, you have Beru, who's this ant that's born. He's leaps and bounds more powerful than the other ants. He's destined to become the Ant King through like them or through him eating humans. He's able to learn from them, communicate with them, basically gain some sort of abilities from them. And Meruem was the same way. Through the Chimera ants eating people and passing their genes down into their eggs, Meruem
yeah,
was able to speak and communicate as soon as he
yeah,
was born. So to me, that seems incredibly unoriginal. How we
okay.
already had the Hunter x Hunter Chimera arc like almost a decade and a half ago, and then solo leveling comes out, and solo leveling has nearly the same exact thing. The differences between the two are very few and far between. The only big difference is, I guess, how each of them were defeated. But outside of that, the ants coming to power, the ants becoming this big impending threat that not even the highest rank hunters can really deal with.
Mhm,
All of that seems so similar. We have the Saitama One Punch Man regimen in the beginning that's kind of minor, but you have the person that gets the cheat skill. Like all of these things, I see them, and in my head, I'm like, I've seen this somewhere before. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. With FRIEREN, I don't ever feel that way. Every episode of
No, I'm gonna get to that when he's done. I'm gonna get to that when he's
That's
done.
okay.
No, go
Alright,
ahead.
go ahead, Rashad.
Keep talking.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
Go ahead.
I wasn't trying
Go
to cut
ahead.
you off.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm done.
Oh, my bad. So remember how you talked about, it's like, yo, how many did we see like after defeating the Demon Lord, right? What their lives are outside of like what happens. Everyone, just like you said, they had their own little life, right? But I will only say there's one similarity that's an anime out there, or maybe it's a Netflix original. It's Uncle from Another World. He died, got isekai'd, right? Meant, it's like a typical isekai, right?
Yeah.
But he came back, and he has an outside life of the isekai world that he was in. It's kind of it's weird. I know.
So was he a warrior and then he died and came back, or what?
Like it's
Okay,
some
and he
weird
defeated
shit,
the
but
Demon King?
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. But I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't even like that anime, but he forms a connection with, I think, his grandson and then some other colleagues. But he explains his story of like what happened in his, like, in the world that he was in, where he got isekai, where prior to the Demon Lord. Like, yo, this is who I met, and this is what it was like. It's like a goofy anime, but it's like, that's also similar what kind of happens to FRIEREN, what happens outside of defeating the Demon Lord, right? Like, what happens after the story.
Yeah,
like,
but
okay,
I'd argue it's different because we're following FRIEREN as she herself figures out, what do we do after the Demon Lord? Like, oh, the Demon Lord's dead, what now? And then we follow her step by step. With your story, there is that similarity of what happens after the Demon Lord, but it's not like we're following this guy as he figures out what happens. To me, it sounds like this is in the future after he's being reincarnated, and he's like telling people about what happened after the Demon Lord. So in one situation, we're like following through the person's POV as they discover what life is like is after, and in the other one, we're kind of being taken back and told about what he did after the Demon Lord. So what I'll say is, I'm sure there is an anime or multiple anime or manga that have a similar premise, but the point I'm making is that it's not a common trope. It's not something you see everywhere. It's not something that's been done 100 times before. With Solo Leveling, I'd say it has.
Okay.
See, that's
all right. Like I said, I have to catch up with FRIEREN. It's just that I'm just mentioning the stuff what I've seen, or like similarities and stuff like that, because, like I said, with Donano, I'm talking about connections with characters, not us as viewers. I'm talking about the characters that are written, because Uncle from Another World does the same thing. Not same, but like, oh, I'll be your teacher and stuff like that. FRIEREN got that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But this anime doesn't. But he's connecting with people that he barely even talked to, like his family. Like, you know what I mean? And he's trying to rekindle that. While you got FRIEREN, that this, do I even want to say OP master mage that is actually scared of her power. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? And you got these students, because you got Fern and the
Stark
other dude
and
Stark, but Stark is strong in his own way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I think it's the dwarf that took him in. Right?
Yeah.
Wasn't the dwarf that took him in,
mentored
and
him,
he explained him and Stark.
Mm-hmm.
And now Stark is just like, yo, like, he's not as weak as he is. He's actually pretty strong, because we've seen the aftermath. But
Yeah.
like I said, I mean, that's how I seen it. I just think any anime that comes out, because I'm at fault too, because I've also mentioned of what Cloudy said, saying like, yo, I don't see as any animes that done this when I technically have. Solo Leveling is still up in that category. Yeah, Solo Leveling pulls some scenes from other animes, but the animes that you like for FRIEREN, and I still gotta catch up. Mind you, I'm gonna keep reminding
In
that,
the
yo.
manga or the
But
anime?
no, the anime.
Okay.
But I'm also seeing some similarities of characters from anime that's played a part within these characters. So that's why I'm like kind of like stuck. It's just like, yo, like, how can we say Solo Leveling did this when FRIEREN also does that? And I also agree. Yo, I said, listen, I wait. I said, yo, I agree with Cloudy with the world building, right? And the characters. It is unique. It is so far, right?
Yes.
But I can't get behind with and this is just opinion. I don't think this is a fact because Cloudy did mention that he said he hasn't seen other animes that what FRIEREN does.
And
When
I'd
I have
argue
my
they are few and far between.
few, yeah, and but I have. So that was just my only argument.
Okay.
I agree but disagree. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
understand what he's saying, but also like I can't get behind to like. But Solo Leveling also is at fault for doing that shit. Like, you know what I mean? So I think they're both at fault. I don't know. That's just me. They're both. I know. Listen, you can disagree. I'm not gonna rebuttal and stuff like that because you're mostly right about FRIEREN, but Rashad when he comes to talking about the MC and the world that he lives in, he's also he's right also. So it's just like I don't know, two different animes. I think they're
Alright, go
good.
ahead, Rashad.
They go
I
ahead.
said
My
go
bad.
ahead. No, you go.
No, I was just saying they just live in their own different world, bro. I just don't see. I see because you guys keep bumping heads of like, and it's not really getting anywhere. I'm gonna keep it a bug, bro.
Yeah,
Because he's
it's
talking about
not.
one thing, you're talking about another, and it's just like I don't know, bro. But I see both of your points because both of you guys are right. You guys like yo, you both of you guys are right about FRIEREN and Solo Leveling, but I don't know. I can agree and
Right.
disagree with both. That's just me, though.
Okay.
That's just me. Oh no.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I'm
Your
not
mic.
trying to cut
Your
you
mic.
off. Your mic. I don't know if it's switched.
Yeah. This joint spicy. I like that shit. We need more of this now.
Can y'all hear me now? Or is it too
It's
loud?
still like, yeah, it sounds like you're echoey or like far away. Kind of.
My thing died. That's why.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not that bad. We can still hear you.
Oh, you can?
It just sounds, yeah.
Yeah,
It
we
just
can
sounds
still
like
hear
you're
you.
using
It's
a
just
different
like
mic.
Okay. Yeah, because my thing it died or whatever. But the whole point I was trying to say is that I'm not denying that Solo Leveling doesn't have qualities from other anime. I was never denying that. My whole argument the whole time was FRIEREN is the same thing. It does take from other anime too. It's not just this whole unique art, this whole unique anime that's never been done. Amir just gave his example that was kind of similar to what FRIEREN has in his anime. But not only that, because I'm glad you brought up arcs and stuff. You know, there was an ant arc, right? That you said that was in Solo Leveling. We're gonna sit here and deny and say that FRIEREN was the first to come up with the mage exam arc. Do you forget about that?
No, I remember, but I'd argue. Okay, so earlier you said that. Crap, I forgot. You said that. Dang it, I can't remember. But anyways,
Is it the different premises or
no. I'll just respond to what you're saying now. So, you said FRIEREN isn't the only one to have the mage arc, which I agree. But I'd argue what FRIEREN, because obviously with any anime there's going to be some similarities that you find with other anime, but I'd argue that they're not as blatant as Solo Leveling. The ant arc in Solo Leveling feels like a blatant copy or inspiration from Hunter x Hunter, and I think there's few people that would disagree. With the mage arc, yeah, the mage arc has been done before, but I think it's it's a very vague thing. A lot of anime have mage arcs, but not all of them do the mage arcs in the same way. They have different trials and tribulations. With Solo Leveling, the Ant arc and the Chimera Ant arc have so many striking similarities that I'd say it's blatantly inspired or copied from Hunter x Hunter. Just having a mage arc, I don't think is enough to say that, oh, Frieren's ripping off of this other anime.
Bro, the exam arc is the same exact trope that every anime do. You can say, if we're going to talk about Hunter x Hunter, Hunter x Hunter had exam. The Hunter exams, the same thing. Literally.
I agree.
Because they're both trying to get a license to do stuff. So that's exactly what came from Hunter x Hunter. That's the same thing in FRIEREN.
Mm-hmm. See, but you're being too vague with it. That's my only problem with these arguments. You're being too vague because you're comparing two anime having exams to a ant arc with a king ant being born that can speak just like humans, that's incredibly powerful, and Hunter x Hunter having almost the exact same thing. You're taking these things that have such close, striking similarities, and you're saying, oh, this is the same thing as FRIEREN and Hunter x Hunter having a Hunter exam. I think there's a big difference between drawing inspiration, looking at something and saying, oh, this is a good idea. How can I take it and make it my own? Versus, oh, that's a good idea. Let me take that and put it in my anime. That's the point that I'm making. When it comes to originality, I think FRIEREN has more originality. It feels like the story is more so coming from the writer's mind and the writer's creativity rather than Solo Leveling seems like it's coming from a little bit of this anime, a little bit of that anime, a little bit of that anime. That's my whole argument. But continue.
But we'll just have to go and disagree because, like I said, there's examples of FRIEREN that we can take from other anime too. You know what I'm saying? So the whole original story, you know what I'm saying? Neither Soul Leveling or FRIEREN is completely original.
Agree.
So we can just leave it at that.
Yeah, we can agree to disagree there. Or we can agree on that fact, but yeah.
I mean,
ooh. Yeah, okay. I mean, season 2, episode 2 of Otaku Hour podcast. I mean, shit. All spicy. We got a little spicy right there. Oh shit.
Now the last thing I'll say, last argument, and I'm perfectly fine to hear what you have to say about this, Rashad. Earlier, even though you said it wasn't really your argument, you brought up the numbers, the popularity, it having like all-time like breaking records for views and stuff. Despite Solo Leveling have so many views, despite Solo Leveling being so popular, can we just take a moment to talk about the fact that FRIEREN is the #1 rated anime on my anime list? Not number 2, #1, which was previously held by Full Metal Alchemist. An incredibly powerful and very much beloved anime, and FRIEREN surpasses it with Full Metal Alchemist having a 9.1 and FRIEREN having a 9.2.
Goodness, he's
not
right.
Only does FRIEREN win in the ratings department, because I was thinking like, oh, okay, maybe FRIEREN has such a high rating because it's a smaller community, a tight-knit community, and they all really like it. But then I looked at the numbers for how many people are in each community. And looking from here, Solo Leveling, this is a little weird because it has 2 seasons, but the first season of Solo Leveling has about 600k members. The second season, oh wait, no, that's the manga. Let me go to the anime. So the anime for Solo Leveling has 1 million members, and its ranking in all-time anime is 392. FRIEREN has 1.2 million members, 200,000 more people in the FRIEREN community on my anime list than Solo Leveling, and it is ranked #1. If that doesn't say that the general consensus is that FRIEREN is a better story, then I don't know what does.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up because This rebuttal is going to kill all of that.
Go ahead.
Are we really taking Mal's list as valid? When they brought when Oshinoko when it first came out was number 1 for like months.
Oshinoko?
Is that what it's called? The one with the pop singer or whatever? I forgot what you called it.
Ever being number 1.
It was number 1. Yes, at one point it was number 1 when it first came out.
Because the first episode came out.
Yeah, and it was ranked number 1.
It was trending.
Well, even with that example being brought up, there's a very clear difference between these two. Oshinoko was number 1, and it dropped down to 125. FRIEREN was number 1, even after it being finished for so many months, it is still holding strong at number 1. I think all of us remember Odd Taxi. When that Odd Taxi anime came out, that one jumped like all the way to like number 8 in my anime list. And people were like, what the heck is this anime and why is it number 8? But now it's dropped down nowhere near number 8. FRIEREN made it to number 1, and they're still holding strong at number 1. It's not just the face. These people really believe in FRIEREN.
But see, you're going off a Mal list. We don't know who operates Mal. That could have been one of their famous that they're leaving at the top. Where with solo leveling literally crashed. Every single week was crashing Crunchyroll's site. Do you know how big of an anime you have to be to crash the site?
Mm-hmm.
That's worldwide, crashing the site. Has FRIEREN ever did that? No.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on now.
Solo leveling the numbers. Yeah, if you get enough people to click on episode 1 as soon as it airs, then it'll crash the site. But from what we see here, not only does FRIEREN have more people voting, the community, by the way, you said you don't know who's in charge. These are communities coming and voting for these anime, and the community agrees that on average, FRIEREN is a 9.2. So even with
9.3,
solo leveling having all those numbers, all that money, all that popularity, even with it having all of that, it still is getting put below FRIEREN in terms of ratings. In terms of how good do you think this anime is? I think solo leveling's about an 8.4. How good do you guys think FRIEREN is? Oh, I think FRIEREN's about a 9.2. That's what I'm hearing here. That's what I'm seeing from these numbers. More people agree that FRIEREN is 9 worthy.
That's only on Mal list. That is not worldwide.
Yeah, and Mal is the biggest, and the most popular.
Mal is not bigger than Crunchyroll.
No, it's the biggest forum site where people can actually come in and vote on ratings for anime. Solo leveling's the biggest.
But see but that's the thing. That's why I don't look at Mal list valid, because how many people that are just casual anime fans that don't even know about Mal list?
That doesn't matter here because the numbers are almost similar.
No, it does matter, bro.
No, it doesn't.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't, because it's taking averages. So it doesn't really matter. If we slap on another 1 million people, this is still the average score for solo leveling after 1 million people in the community. The average score is 8.2. Even if we add another 1 million members, since this is the average, and it's such a massive average being from 1 million people, then we can believe that it's probably not going to climb much higher or much lower than 8.2.
Okay, so I rebuttal with that by saying, where was that community when solo leveling won not 1 but 2 years in a row for Anime of the Year?
I'll tell you exactly where it is. Like I said in the beginning, solo leveling has the numbers. If you have more people, then that's more votes. But
exactly. So that's not an average. But that tells you exactly that you can't validate a Mal list because not everyone is on Mal. So of course the rankings and stuff
was in the
of course the rankings are going to look different because not everyone knows about Mal. So of course it's going to look different.
Not everybody knows about the Crunchyroll voting. Not everybody decided to vote. Even people that did know, like myself, I didn't vote on the anime poll. So the difference between the Crunchyroll poll that you're doing and the rating that I'm showing is that what this rating shows is that you take this large number of people and you ask every single person, what number would you give it? They all give it a number. You take all of those and combine them into one to see what the average is. With Solo Leveling in the Crunchyroll Awards, they won simply because they had more people.
Okay.
Yeah. So right here, what my anime list does is it shows that even if you have more people, you won't necessarily win because it's about averages. In Crunchyroll, no matter how good the anime is, if this anime has more people, it's gonna win. In my anime list, no matter how many people you have, it doesn't matter because it's the average.
Okay. And I want to also mention too, because I'm not sure about this one, but I'm pretty sure that FRIEREN has been out longer than Solo Leveling. Has it? Has it not?
Not necessarily.
I'll have to look that up, but
like out longer in what sense? Like
what came out
longer?
first? What came out first?
Let's see. FRIEREN came out September 2023. Solo Leveling was January 2024.
Okay. So with all that being said, this newer anime was able to become more popular than FRIEREN. And FRIEREN's been out longer.
Yes, and we explained why earlier. It's because it's a shonen.
No, you can't say that. But see, that's your default answer that you're using for everything. You're just saying it's shonen. At the end of the day, look, this is what I'm trying to break it to you, Cloudy, because I feel like you're not the only person that thinks like this, bro. But it doesn't matter what genre anime is. If the anime is good, people are going to come and see it. That's the whole thing with Demon Slayer. You know what I'm saying? When we were talking about that, Demon Slayer not only showed us the power of strength in numbers, they didn't even put the movie onto the streaming sites just to see how big Demon Slayer really is, and they came to the theaters.
Yes.
So at the end of the day,
right.
At the end of the day, just because people aren't Malice, like I said, you can't take the numbers off Malice accurately because not everybody knows about Malice. That is facts. That is facts.
I'll respond to your 2 points. So
Malice is kind of.
The first thing you said was more people are gonna watch if it's a good anime, then people are gonna watch it, right?
Yes.
Whether it's a shonen or whatever. But would you not agree that I think we even agreed in the beginning that the most popular genre is shonen?
You can't
yes
keep saying that,
No,
bro. You can't use that. That's
You're
like
not even listening.
Go ahead.
You're not even listening.
Go ahead.
So do we agree or disagree that shonen is the most popular genre?
Yes, but that doesn't. What does that mean?
Okay, let me explain. The reason why that matters is because there are more people that just watch shonen than any other genre, and what that means is that if a new shonen comes out, more people are more likely to give that a chance than they would if a slice of life came out, like FRIEREN. So since there are more people that watch shonen, they hear, oh, let me see what's coming up next season. Oh, we got a new shonen? Let me check that out. Those people aren't saying, oh, we got a new slice of life? As many people aren't saying, oh, we got a new slice of life, let me check that out. So the reason I bring that up is I'm saying you have a larger pool to draw from. You have more people willing to take that risk and see if they like a new shonen rather than the people that are willing to take that risk and see if they like a new slice of life, because there's less slice of life fans out there than shonen fans. That's my whole point. I'm not saying just because shonen is more popular, every anime or all the new shonens are going to have more numbers. I'm saying more people are willing to give shonen a chance because more people watch shonen. Not as many people were willing to give FRIEREN a chance because not as many people watch slice of life. So even if FRIEREN was better than slice of life, more people still would have given Solo Leveling a chance instead because it's in their comfort genre.
Okay. But see, that's why I said the number, this is just going to end in a stalemate because one thing you said that the community believes that FRIEREN is the #1 anime of all time, right? At the same time, right? That's what the Mal list community believes. But I don't see anywhere where Demon Slayer is, right? Where's Demon Slayer on there? After everything Demon Slayer just accomplished, Demon Slayer is nowhere to be found on that list.
Yeah.
So it's just like, how are we gonna
I can
take?
explain. I can answer
Okay,
your question.
Go ahead.
All right. The reason why is the same reason why solo leveling is where it is. Just because you have the numbers, that doesn't mean that you're the better story.
But also to counteract to that as well, another thing people tend to do is they hate. So people will intentionally vote 1 star on animes because they hate that it's blown up. They hate the success. That's another thing that you're not adding into the accuracy of these Mal lists.
No,
you know
I am taking that into account. That's why this is all about averages. You're going to have people that blindly hate, but you're also going to have super fanboys that give it a 10 out of 10. That's why averages are so important, because you take the outliers, you take the fanboys, you take the haters, you bring those numbers in, but then you have the sane, normal people that are like, this is about a 7. This is about a 6. This is about a 9, right? That's why averages are so important, and that's why you can't just blindly believe numbers, because even though solo leveling has all of these numbers, that doesn't mean every single one of those numbers are enjoying the episode, right? It doesn't mean every single one of those people think it was a 10 out of 10 episode. Some of those people could just be watching it because maybe their friends are all watching it and they just want to stay up to date so they can talk with their friends about it. But they don't think it's a 10 out of 10. They might think, it's like a 5 or a 6. So that's why I think, even though you're right, not everybody knows about my anime list. Not everybody voted in these ratings for my anime list. I feel like my anime list is a good representation of how the community feels, because it is an average score from all of the voters. The numbers for the community members are pretty close, so it's not like solo leveling has 1 million and FRIEREN has like 5 people voting. The numbers are pretty similar, and with those similar numbers, with everybody getting the chance to vote, FRIEREN is not just above solo leveling, but it's far above solo leveling.
Especially after what Crunchyroll did about discontinuing their forums and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure they flocked to my anime
Yeah,
list.
more people flocked to my anime list.
It's kind of like they shot themselves in the foot with that one. That's just.
But again, people just, like I said, bro, they hate success of anime. You know what I'm saying? People will vote. Yeah. People will literally try to sabotage an anime success, bro. And that's why, that's exactly why I'm saying I don't take the Mal list seriously, because people intentionally do that. Because we really gonna say that solo leveling is, what was it, ranked 130 something? Like, come on now, that makes no sense.
It's ranked of all anime of all time.
Yes,
I don't think that's too crazy.
Oh, but FRIEREN's #1. Come on, bro. Let's keep it let's keep it 1,000. Let's keep it 1,000. Like, bro, come on now.
Numbers don't lie.
FRIEREN could be good, but we're gonna say FRIEREN's #1 all time. Come on, bro.
Hey, man.
Oh wait.
Like, come on, man.
It's funny that Claudia said numbers don't lie, because Rashad said the same shit about Demon Slayer.
Exactly. Numbers.
So it's just like,
yeah. So this is trauma for you.
No.
Wait. How is it trauma for me? Because I'm still gonna win the end.
No, not
what do you
for
mean?
you. It's trauma for Amir. Because you said numbers don't lie in your debate with him.
You said numbers don't lie.
He was like having flashbacks.
No, I was saying, like, I have to admit, when it comes to the numbers, I was like, yo, Demon Slayer crushing the freaking box office as an international anime movie. Like, you know what I mean? But and Fullmetal Alchemist was on #1 for so freaking long.
Yeah.
So it's the fact that FRIEREN is up there doesn't kind of say well for me. Jeez. But out of everything Claudia said, I gotta continue the anime of like why it deserves that spot, bro. Because you have Steins Gate at 3.
Yep, these are all great anime. But think of it this way, though, right? Let's flip the script, because I can also agree. I don't think FRIEREN should be... FRIEREN in my list wouldn't be #1, but it'd be pretty dang close. Now, is solo leveling up there with Full Metal Alchemist with Steins Gate.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
So, although I can
wait.
understand you guys saying Frieren's not up there,
Yeah.
let's be real. Neither of these anime should be number one. In my opinion, definitely not Solo Leveling, but you guys might disagree.
I don't think FRIEREN and Solo Leveling should be, as of right now, it shouldn't be top 5.
I agree. For me, if I were being reasonable, I mean, in my list, I haven't seen, a lot of these anime that are in the top of the top. But for me, in my list, FRIEREN would be maybe in between top 10, top 15. That's where I'd put it. Yeah, but for me, Solo Leveling for me would probably be like, I'm not gonna lie, maybe like around 30. Around 30.
Ooh. A bit higher. It could be a bit higher.
A bit higher, okay.
For Solo
Rashad, where would you put this?
We ain't going to disrespect Solo Leveling like that.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't even know where I would put it. I do agree it's not number one, of course. But like I said, we were just arguing which one we think is better. So it's not it's not about who's the top. Yeah.
At the end of the day, I have my opinion, you have your opinion. The people in the comments are going to have their opinion. I think these debates are fun because I'm not going to lie, you did bring up a lot of, you guys know I, took some time to do some research and stuff. You brought up some points that I didn't think of, so that was good. And all I can do is hope that I brought up some points that you didn't think of.
The best thing about this is that this is all off the dome. I didn't do no research.
Yeah, exactly.
So this
is I did research, but I didn't jot anything down. So the only research I really did was just my anime list stuff and what I said earlier about when you brought up the numbers, right? That was something I wish there was an easier way to compare these two because I couldn't find FRIEREN's numbers anywhere. But I saw a bunch of articles saying that Solo Leveling broke records with its numbers. So I was like, oh, okay, it's probably way higher. So then I tried to look at manga sales. And FRIEREN has a ton of manga sales. But since Solo Leveling is a webtoon, it's hard to really find sales for webtoons. So it's hard to compare them when it comes to which one made the most money and all that stuff. We really just had to bring it down to what do we think is deserving of the best, and why is Solo Leveling better, or why is FRIEREN better? That's what I liked about this list. It was more so our own views instead of strictly using numbers.
I'm just happy for both success, especially for Solo Leveling, because it was a webtoon.
Agreed.
Out of all the webtoons that was out right now, that's the most successful one right now.
Yep.
I would say. You would think Tower of God in that high school manhwa thing, you think it's up where it could be where Solo Leveling is?
Well, my only worry, because I haven't been keeping up with anime much, but I have been reading a lot of manhwa.
Yeah.
When it comes to all-time most popular, I think Solo Leveling is definitely up there. But when it comes to what's popular right now,
as of anime adaptations.
Yeah, anime adaptations. But if we're talking about webtoons or the web novel, whatever it is, the source material, I don't know how popular the source material is right now, but the anime is definitely killing it right now.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's just I thought Tower of God was gonna be up there, but we all see what happened after the first season, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I think it would be where Solo Leveling's at, or even better. Just saying, but
it had potential.
We got Solo Leveling, and out of all the manhwas, anime adaptations, still win.
They're killing it.
It's on the Mao list. It made it to the Mao list, so it's actually doing real good. That wasn't really fair, bro, because FRIEREN isn't a manhwa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're really talking about it.
So how do webtoons work exactly? Is it just you go on the website, you pay for a subscription, and then you can watch it or read it?
The last time I used it, I was reading some of these chapters for free.
Yeah.
But since everything was subscriptions, I'm not even surprised that you gotta read the next 5 chapters.
Yeah, that's why
Shoot,
I think it's a
even
little weird to compare the two in the source material, because with FRIEREN has a ton of sales for their manga, but you don't really buy Solo Leveling webtoons, right? You can watch it with a subscription. So how do you, how do you look at the profits from that? I don't know.
Yeah, that is kind of.
I'm
like,
sure it's made a
I gotta
lot,
do
but
my
I just don't
research.
know. I couldn't find how they measure it.
Yeah, I don't got no info on that, honestly. I just know everyone was reading it at the time.
Yep.
And I want to say certain YouTubers actually gave it a little shine, and they're like, "Oh, now I gotta see this." Like, you know what I mean? And it became like so popular. Like people talk about Solo Leveling. You know what I mean? And now it got an anime adaptation. It's like, whoa. Like, so in its own success, it's doing really, really, really good.
Yeah.
In its own success. So, you know what I mean? But no, both
so
great
overall,
animes.
Respect to you, Rashad. You're a worthy opponent.
Yeah.
I love having these back and forths with people, because I feel like I don't know. To me, I love debating with people that like stand so firmly behind what they're saying. There's so many people that I try to have these kind of talks with, and they're like, "Oh, we can agree to disagree," and they just end it like early on without even getting anywhere. So I like that you came here to defend Solo Leveling. You did your thing, and there are some points where I agree with you, and obviously there are some points where I disagree. But I'm glad we had this debate. Looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, man.
All right. Good.
Dang, that was a long one too. Good God.
Yo,
It was
but it's a spicy one. It was a spicy
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
So,
But everyone at home, man, you guys let us know in the comment section who you think won in the debate. Do you think Solo Leveling's better, or do you think FRIEREN is better? Let us know in the comment section down below.